Hello, I'm Judy Sharpey-Schafer. I work in occupational health in the NHS, and I'm here today to tell you about the Occupational Health Pod. This is a device that's used self-service by your clients that come to occupational health that's going to collect standard information to save you from doing it in your consultations. Your client arrives in the occupational health department. They can then enter for themselves this data, which will then be available to you in your consultation. I'm now going to show you how a client would use the Occupational Health Pod, which would be in your waiting room. So we're going to go onto the name entry screen and enter the name and the date of birth. And they found me, so I'm going to go into the choice of checks. We'd be using this sort of check really in occupational health for management and self-referrals, and you would let your client know whether you wanted them to complete a standard check, the disability questionnaire or the upper limb disorder questionnaire. Right now we're going to go into the standard checks, when we're going to be first collecting lifestyle information and then collecting mental health information. So here we are calculating weight. You stand on the scales and then your weight's automatically recorded on the screen. And now I'm going to enter my height. And onto the next screen where the body mass index is calculated automatically. Okay, we're moving on to the blood pressure screen where instructions are given about how to ensure that the blood pressure cuff is put on properly. The right arm should be used, and we're going to press the start button on the machine. Okay, and again, that's automatically loaded into the blood pressure machine. Moving on, I'm going to be asked some questions about my lifestyle. The first one's about smoking. I've never smoked. Well, unfortunately, I spend most of my time at work sitting down. And how often do I have 6 or more standard drinks on one occasion? This is the Audit C alcohol test. The standard check then moves on to assess mental health by using the HADS standard questions. That's the Hospital Anxiety and Depression Scale. I get a sort of frightened feeling like butterflies in the stomach. I've lost interest in my appearance. I get sudden feelings of panic. I can enjoy a good book or radio or TV programme, and other sorts of questions. Then also on the Occupational Health Pod, we've got 2 other questionnaires. One is about upper limb disorder questionnaire, which goes through the different functions that might be affected if you had an upper limb disorder. The other questionnaire is a disability question, which was originally based on the definition of disability in the Disability Discrimination Act. We're now at the end of the session in which you've seen how your clients can come and use the Occupational Health Pod to collect their personal data. The Occupational Health Pod, however, can be useful to you in creating anonymised reports for your employers. From taking the data off the Occupational Health Pod, you could collect data on how many of the employees who are coming for management referrals actually smoke. It's well known that smoking is associated with sickness absence. You'd then be able to feed this information back to the employer, and maybe that would be an incentive and provide evidence for them to provide more anti-smoking advice and more support for their employees.